And in this video, we're going to cover just a few ways that you can compile Sass. All right. So the first method that I want to go over is using the terminal. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the terminal here. So we can compile Sass one of two ways using the terminal. We can do it the manual way, which we would simply type out Sass and then the name of our Sass file and then what we want to output it to. And we'll just do app.css. So this is a manual way of compiling Sass. Now this isn't going to work. I don't have a project open. This is just at the root level of my terminal here. But to compile Sass manually, you would simply do Sass, the name of the input file, and then the name of the output file. All right. Now, if we wanted to actually watch changes happen in our Sass file and auto-compile for us, we would simply do that by adding the dash watch and then the name of the input file. So we'll do app.sass and then a colon, and then on the other side of that, the file we want it to compile into. And we'll do the app.css. So doing this, it sets up a watcher on that specific file, the app.sass, and anytime there's changes inside that specific file, it's going to pump out some CSS into the app.css file. All right. Now, what happens if we have folders containing different style sheets? Sometimes it's a really good practice to separate our Sass or our CSS into different folders or files to help organize things. Now, another way that we can compile Sass is using a third-party app. All right. So for an example, I just Googled Sass compiling tools, and I found this website right here, ostraining.com. And these are the top 10 compiling tools for less and Sass. So if we drop down here, number one, really popular one, I've seen a lot of people use this, is CodeKit. All right, so it tells you what it supports and how much it is and the platform, all right, that it's on. Then you got Pre-Pros. It's got a price to it. It compiles Sass. That's great. Mixture is $39. It compiles Sass. That's fantastic. There's a live reload. Koala is a really good one. This one's free. All right, and it compiles Sass, Less, and Compass, which is awesome, and it's available for Mac and Windows, which is cool. And then another free one, I'm surprised it's down here at the bottom. It's called Winless. This one's free. And then the more popular free one that I'm familiar with is Simpless. And this one's cool. It says Simpless, as the name suggests, is the simplest tool for compiling less files. And obviously it says here that it supports Sass as well. All right, and with these third-party apps, go ahead and when you go to the website to download it, make sure you read the documentation about how to use it. In most of these cases, all you're doing is taking your Sass file from your project and you drag and drop it into this application, and it's going to do an auto watch for you. But every one of these is going to work a little bit differently, so be sure to read the documentation how to use it. Now, the third way to compile Sass that I wanted to cover is using packages that are available with your text editor. So for an example, I'm using Atom. There's other text editors like Brackets or Visual Studio. So I'm going to be demoing Atom and how to find these additional packages. So in Atom, I'm going to go click on the Atom drop down here. I'm going to go to Preferences. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to Packages. All right, and then I'm going to do a search. And when we're doing a search for packages like this, think to yourself, well, what is it I'm really trying to search for? Well, when we set up a watcher on terminal, it auto-compiles our Sass. When we use a third-party app and put our Sass file in it, it auto-compiles our Sass. So why don't we search for an auto-compiler? Are you following? Auto-compile. All right. And I don't want to be in packages. I apologize. I want to be in installs. So auto-compile. And it's going to do a search for this. And if we go through here, check this out. The second one is Sass auto-compile. And then we've got one for Less. Let's look down here a little more. We've got another one for Sass. And what I like to look out for on these packages is how many downloads there are. So this one has 5,800. The one that we saw up here has over 67,000. So just because this one has more downloads, I'm probably going to go with this one. Now, before you click install, it's always important to read kind of the documentation or the usage of this. So don't go just installing tons of packages without really knowing how to use them. Click on this first. And it says here in the README that the requirements, it needs Node.js and Node Sass. Well, Node Sass is new to me. I actually haven't heard of that before. I've got Node already on my machine, but this package needs Node Sass, and it says to do that, simply use the npm install node-sass. And then you can come down here and read the rest of the documentation of exactly what this package can do. And if you want to install it, go ahead and click the install button. And this is going to work on an autosave. So whenever you're in a Sass file and you hit save, this autocompiler here is going to work behind the scenes and autocompile that Sass for you. I'm not going to install this one. I just like using the terminal, the coder way of doing it. But you're more than welcome to install these packages. All right, and that really covers everything now. So we've been through 3 different ways that you can compile Sass using the terminal, some third-party apps, or finding some additional packages or extensions for you.